All right, hello everyone. Welcome back to Everything NYJ. Hope you're having a good Thursday afternoon. I am your host Gino Pagano, and with me is Vinny and the Jets.
What's going on, man?
Hey, thank you for being here. Thank you for being on, and appreciate your time. How you doing this evening?
Doing good, man. Just living the life, getting ready for the season.
Yeah, I know it's a lot of ups and downs, especially with training camp going to the third preseason, and then training the first game being in 2 weeks. Are you going to go to the home opener?
Yes, I actually am going to be there, so
Me
should
too.
be a lot of fun.
Me too. My first Jets game and home opener. Jets
Oh,
game.
really?
Yeah,
Wow.
for my 30th birthday.
Nice, dude. It's going to be a great time. Yeah, I haven't been to a game since the Sam Darnold Ghost game, so
Oh,
hopefully it's better than that. Yeah. So,
Oh yeah. I mean,
but
let's hope and pray, right?
yeah. So,
I mean, it's gonna be good. So, Vinny, where can they find you on social media? And you have almost 2,000 subscribers. How did that all come about?
I mean, it just kind of, I've been a Jets fan my whole life, and I actually live upstate New York, so I don't really have many Jets fans or friends that are Jets fans, and kind of just wanted a space to talk Jets and talk to people and kind of just make content and stuff like that. So and it's kind of just turned into what it is now. So it's pretty cool. So and yeah, now I'm here talking with you. It's just exactly kind of what I wanted to come out of it. So it's fun.
Yeah, it's good. It's good stuff, man. You post good stuff. You do good things on Instagram and Twitter and TikTok. I know we're in that Jets Elite group chat, so it's pretty fun. Um, but so how did you become a Jets fan?
So my dad's from Long Island. So
Cool.
he's been a diehard Jets fan his entire life. So I was kind of just born into it. It's funny though, because growing up, he was always you don't need to be a Jets fan. And I'm just no, I mean, you're watching the Jets, so I'm gonna sit here and watch the Jets with you too. We had some good years here and there, so I mean, it hasn't always been bad. So hopefully, we're starting to turn the corner now and enjoy some wins since it hasn't been a while. So
Yeah, definitely. Do you have any favorite memory at MetLife Stadium or any road game you've been on or training camp at all?
yeah, I would say growing up as a kid, one of the first games I went to was when Brett Favre was playing. And I remember the play where he was running down the side. Oh, there you go. Got the jersey on right now. Yeah, yeah. And him running down the sideline, started high stepping. Oh my God, it's great. That was the first, one of the first memories I remember from being at a game, which is pretty cool. And then way back, Joe Namath was doing a signing at the facility. My dad, we went down there and he signed his book that he had at the time. So that was pretty cool, meeting Joe for a little bit.
Oh, cool. So
Yeah,
is he one of your favorites, or do you have a favorite player?
Well, for me growing up, Revis was my favorite player. He was kind of the guy that really got me into the Jets, die hard. I mean, great, one of the best cornerbacks in the game. So, yeah, I would say I started liking them when Chad Pennington was quarterback, but I was still pretty young, so I was still wasn't as into it as I am now, but definitely fully invested in the Jets now, which is it's good. So
For sure. Now, here's a classic question, right? So my wife, she's not a sports person, right? She's not a sports person. She's an artist and she loves that stuff. But just kudos to her. Does your wife or girlfriend do they like football, or do they just tolerate it, or they just sit there with you watching it, or what's it like?
So yeah, my girlfriend, her family, they're all big soccer fans. They're all big Liverpool fans. So, so they're not really too much into football, which kind of makes it a little bit easier for me. I can just kind of enjoy the game, and she doesn't really know what the hell's going on. So, it's fun. But she's actually going to the game with me week 1, so it's going to be her first Jets game, which would be pretty exciting.
I'm an AC Milan fan, so me and Liverpool and Milan, we don't.
Yeah, don't mix too well.
Right, we beat them once in the Champions League. They beat us in the Champions League, and it's rivalry ever since. So that's fun though. It's cool she likes soccer, and cool that she at least tolerates you with the Jet stuff.
Yeah, I mean she she knows how it goes. I mean,
Right.
we watch the game. Sometimes we get annoyed, and it's just like she knows when to back off. So it's all good.
So training camp part 3 today when it comes to the joint practice. We got that, today and tomorrow, and we got a game on Sunday. What is your expectations going in from today and tomorrow with the joint practices?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, first and foremost, you want to see your guys leave healthy because we want to just get to week 1 with a healthy unit because that kind of has been our Achilles heel, no pun intended. But yeah, so that's like first and foremost, and then obviously just kind of seeing how the team gels together. I kind of want to see the defense like look a little bit better than they did in the previous 2 preseason games. I mean, I think Sal's saying that they're going to have like starters for maybe like 1 or 2 series for this preseason game. So kind of want to see them gel a little bit better and, have the communication on the field so they can be ready for week 1. And then I guess, kind of just up in the air with Zach with his injury, but doesn't really seem like he's going to be playing week 1. So, I mean, there's a slight chance, I guess, but just kind of letting Joe Flacco really get those reps and get ready for that week 1 matchup.
Definitely. What do you think is going to happen on Sunday against the Giants? You think we'll win? You think it's going to be an easy blow, a tie, or do you really just want to see a good game with no injuries?
Yeah, I mean, first, you just want to see the no injuries. I mean, I think I saw Dable, the Giants head coach, was saying he wasn't even sure if the Giants starters are playing. So, I mean, if the starters aren't even going to play, then it's like, yeah, the Jets probably going to win. But, yeah, it's just preseason, so it really doesn't matter. You just kind of want to see them come out a little bit better than what they used to. That kind of seems like their issue. Like even during the season, they kind of start a little slow, and that's kind of the same for the preseason games. But it is preseason. Sometimes us fans overreact a little bit, but it's also you got to be like a little conscious of what's going on the field. So, but.
Yeah. And also having, hearing the news of JJ2 and then Reed, like almost being really serious injuries and thank God they're okay. Like I had a panic attack today. I was running with my wife and I just like, oh God, no.
Yeah, we're a little scarred from last year with Carl Lawson during that joint practice. I mean, I still remember like where I was when I saw the tweet of him getting carted off the field. It's like just a gut punch. And we just don't want that. We want to just see our stars that we got in free agency and the draft, like all to be there week 1, kind of all together and kind of to see what they can do. Because there's a lot of potential with this unit. I mean, got a lot of firepower. It's probably the most talented group we've had in years. So,
right. How do you think Sauce Gardner is doing?
Sauce he's great, man. I mean, I love his swagger on the field. He's always out. He's the first one out there in practice every day. He's really just trying to commit to be great. And that's what you want to see out of your 4th overall pick. So,
yeah, definitely. And I like what Flacco's doing right now. I like what Flacco is doing with the team. Ever since Zach Wilson going down, he's a great leader. Not only that, and he's having a good connection with Wilson and more. And that's what you want to see from your backup.
Yeah, I mean, definitely Flacco is a seasoned vet. He's going to be able to get our playmakers the ball and let them make plays. I mean, that's kind of what we hope for. Whereas with Zach, he's still kind of learning, but he has that that ability to make a play himself, which is why we drafted him 2nd overall. Where Joe Flacco, he's probably not going to scramble out of the pocket and throw across his body like Zach does, but he's going to be within the play and within rhythm of the play and get our playmakers the ball. And we have the playmakers to take long catches for like touchdowns or whatever. And, so yeah, it's really what you're hoping on for Joe Flacco.
It's really cool because Flacco and Dwayne Brown, they signed with, Brown just signed with a 2-year deal. And Flacco's been with us for, on and off, it seems like the last 3 years. They came out of the same draft class. So they know each other, pretty well. So Flacco is a Super Bowl champion. He was with Douglas during those times too, as well being the GM. And then you have, Dwayne Brown. He's a 3-time Pro Bowler and even more Pro Bowlers, and he's been on winning teams. It's cool that they're 37, they're both 37, that kind of class is coming out and still being, proven that they can still play. I still think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, man. I mean, just seeing those photos of Dwayne Brown on the field today, like the guy's a monster. I mean, hopefully he still got it. So he was pro bowler last year. He's 37, but hopefully he can kind of just be that anchor for us for at least this year until we get like a full-time replacement. I mean, back to him with the injury and everything. Who really knows with him coming back next year? But
right. What do you think? What do you think about that with when Becton and Wilson, went down? Did you think our season was already over, or did you were like, we got backups? Joe Douglas is the guy. We'll be fine. What do you think?
I mean, it's tough seeing Becton go down because I mean I was a big Becton fan and still am. I mean, he had a great rookie season for us, and it's just kind of tough seeing him go down with these injuries. I mean, you just kind of want to see him on the field because he has that ability to just really just maul guys on the field and do as he pleases. So, I mean, it's kind of unfortunate, but luckily we have Joe Douglas as our GM, and he's aggressive to get Dwayne Brown. So we're kind of just, I mean, we're not looking too bad at the tackle position with George Fant and Dwayne Brown. So, yeah.
And hopefully we sign Fant back. That's what I want most of all, right? Because Brown and Fant, there good friends. They went with the Seahawks together. So you got to love the chemistry. And plus, not only that, it's just overall, I love Cager, as you see in the background with the tight ends and stuff. And then you have wide receivers. I would love to have 4 tight ends, 5 wide receivers, and 3 running backs. What do you think?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I can see it for sure. I mean, I think Cager has really been showing that he is transitioning well to that tight end position. I mean, he's a big guy, fast guy. It's kind of a mismatch for being a tight end. So I think he'd be a valuable piece to our offense for sure. But it's hard to tell right now. Still a little early. You don't really know exactly what the coaches are going to do. I mean, I know they kind of – you remember how many running backs they had last year? I think they kept 4.
So they kept P. Ryan, Coleman, Ty Johnson, Carter. Those are the 4.
So I mean, P. Ryan might have been on the practice squad. I'm not 100% sure.
Ty Johnson was on the practice squad, but then they promoted him really quick.
Yeah.
Coleman had his injury. We were just feeding Carter like crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, man. I mean, there's some young guys really trying to make this team, and it kind of seems like Cager, one of them, and then Bam Knight might be one that might crack this lineup too. So I don't know. We'll see. It's kind of just whether the coaching staff goes with that youth movement, So
what did you think when Saleh and the Giants coach huddled them in training camp? What did you think of that? I don't really know what to think about it. What do you think?
What exactly happened?
So they huddle all of them together. I think it was like some type of talk of no fights and stuff.
Oh, so, yeah.
I'm hoping, that I'll calm things down a little bit.
Yeah.
Because you need that. You don't want anyone to get hurt. I understand the competition, right?
Yeah.
But it's just, I really hope that the fighting and the injuries stop. But in the beginning, they had them all come over and they were talking, and I'm just like, all right, what's Saleh saying this time?
Yeah. I mean, it's counterproductive when you're trying to get quality practice reps and guys are throwing punches. So you saw it with what happened with the Rams and Bengals today. Aaron Donald,
oh my gosh,
throwing helmets, and so this is the last thing you want to see happen. I mean, some of my buddies are Bills fans, and they're like,
"Oh, cool."
I feel like Donald might not even be. Who knows? They might suspend him for something like that. I mean, when Myles Garrett did that to Mason Rudolph in a game, he got suspended. So,
right?
They were like, "Yeah, they might not have to face Donald." So it's like, "Oh, great, good for the Bills," But
who would win, Myles Garrett or Aaron Donald?
Probably Aaron Donald.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Yeah.
You ever see the video of him practicing with a guy? And he's got him by his throat. He's like, boom, boom. What is he doing?
He's a monster.
Yeah.
Monster, dude. I mean, they're both very good at what they do, right? But they're, They're big time dudes.
Yeah, for sure.
Big time dudes. So like, as we see and talk about Mims, right? It's going to be an ongoing story until week 1, which is in 2 weeks. Do you think we trade him? Do you think we cut him? What do you think is going to happen with Mims?
I don't really know. I don't think anyone knows, to be honest. I mean, he's consistently like always down in the depth chart, so that kind of is telling that he might get cut. I mean, you'd love to see him kind of progress and kind of, make this team. But now that our wide receiver room's like so stacked and we have a lot of depth there, it's like he's kind of like the odd man out right now. But then again, I don't know. I mean, Saleh always seems to talk him up, saying that he's doing well in practice, whatnot. So I don't really know. I don't really know if there's a team out there that would trade for him. But I also didn't think. Who did they trade? Freaking Blake Cashman. Like, I didn't think he had trade value, and somehow Joe Douglas like managed that. So who really knows, man?
And the tight end we had when we traded him to the Vikings, Herndon.
Chris Herndon, yeah. I mean, he wasn't really like the couple with Darnold. He was like pretty productive, and he kind of had that suspension, and he kind of had the new staff and everything. So I can see why a team would want to trade for him, but like Blake Cashman hasn't really done anything for us, and flips like a 6th round pick for him. But yeah, so I don't know what's gonna happen with Mims. I mean, I like to see him on the team, but it just kind of seems like it's not really reality right now. But who really knows?
Yeah, I hope Joe Douglas trades someone and picks up people when everyone is cut, because we found out this week that Kenyon Drake is cut from the Raiders. So it's like one of those things where it's going to be coming until week 1 and even week 2. We can still pick up players. So it's like it's just like what we did with Moses last year. That was huge. If we didn't pick up Moses, we were screwed. So it's one of those things where I'm glad that we still have a couple more weeks to figure this out and just see what happens. But at the same time, though, Coach Saleh and Joe Douglas, I want your thoughts on how they're doing this year so far.
I mean, yeah, it's preseason, everything, so it's kind of hard to tell. I mean, you really want to judge your GM and coach like by wins and losses, and we haven't done much winning for like Joe Douglas, but just seeing like the foundation he's built, and like it kind of just seems like eventually things are going to really take off. I mean, like rebuilding that O-line for us, like before he came here, it was just, we had literally nobody. And now we kind of have like a Pro Bowl guard, Laken Tomlinson, a potential future Pro Bowl guard in AVT. And then you got George Fant, McGovern, and Dwayne Brown, who's also a Pro Bowler. So, I mean, I really like Joe Douglas and what he's doing, getting Zach Wilson, getting the weapons he needs for him to succeed. And then addressing the defense, because our defense was the worst in the league last year, unfortunately. So yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of Joe Douglas. I'm hoping that like we can follow up with some wins for him, because I mean he deserves it. He's a good GM, competent GM. Agreed. And for Saleh, like big fan of Saleh as well. Kind of feel like he's been getting some criticism as of late, which I don't really know if it's 100% warranted. It's like still preseason. Like I kind of get where people are kind of like frustrated with him a little bit. I mean, he's a player's coach. You just want to see the players rally behind him, and we'll find out if he's really our guy. Which I think he is. So
I think so. I love what you said and everything. I agree with you, but also I just want to see more intensity from him. The player's coach is a player's coach. Like I like that, but at the same time, you have to take charge. When you do something wrong, you gotta like balls up. Rex Ryan. Rex Ryan didn't take that stuff. Belichick wouldn't take that stuff. Yeah. So I'm hoping as we go on, I hope he like lit some fire under people's butt.
Yeah. No, I think you will.
Think so?
I kind of. Okay. I mean, yeah, I'm optimistic about the Jets as a whole. So, I don't know. I just, as of right now, I feel like it's kind of like a little too early to kind of critique him. I don't know, but that's kind of just my opinion.
Hey, and you're valued as your opinion. I agree with you.
So
that's cool, bro. What
But,
do you think about the draft picks and our free agents this year? What do you think about them?
I mean, it's great. Like they pretty much filled all the needs we need to fill. Safety was probably one of our biggest needs. We filled that with Jordan Whitehead. Cornerback was another big need for us. Draft Sauce Gardner. Edge rusher Jermaine Johnson coming back. Carl Lawson from last year. Garrett Wilson, and then fill in those tight ends and guards. And I mean, they really did everything they can to help this team succeed. So yeah, I'm a big fan of their free agency moves and the draft as a whole. So
very good, very good. Have you been watching Flight 22?
Yeah, I've been watching it.
Yeah. Dude, what do you think so far? I'm in love with it.
Yeah, it's great, man. I mean, it's cool to see the insight on the team and whatnot. Yeah, it was definitely really cool, seeing Sauce Gardner talk, and he just seems like he wants to be great, and that's awesome to see. Being like I said earlier, he's the first one on the field every day, putting in work. So
it's great. I absolutely I love the behind the scenes stuff because you love seeing everything unfold. I felt like last year and the year before, the videos and stuff, it wasn't really that great with the Jets with the take flight stuff. But this year they stepped up their game, and I love it.
Yeah,
everything is so clean.
Yeah, it is.
It's cutthroat and it's exciting. I loved every minute of it.
Yeah, the Jets, their whole media team it's great. We have one of the best in the league, honestly. I mean, obviously we're biased, but they're doing a lot of great things over there. So it's really cool that they can kind of give this to the fans. So
not only that, we are a loyal fan base. You can't be just a Jets fan just to be a Jets fan. There's got to be a history of it. There's no bandwagon Jets fans.
No.
When we talk, we're talking the talk, and we're real.
Yeah. Yeah. No such thing as a fake Jets fan. That's for sure. So
exactly. What do you think about the season, and what do you think? You think will be 8-9, 7-10? What are your thoughts?
So I think they can get to that 7-win mark. That's kind of I would say at least 6 would be the absolute floor. I think they'll probably be more close to that 7 or 8, and then their ceiling probably 9 wins, I'd say. It's pretty optimistic, obviously, but I mean, I feel like they have the talent on this team now to really start putting things together. So obviously they have a tough schedule to start, but this is the NFL. You gotta beat good teams. I mean, they beat a couple of good teams last year with the Titans and Bengals, so you never really know. Any given Sunday, right?
Yeah, ain't that the truth? That's such a good movie too. What do you think of when faced against the Bills, Dolphins, and Patriots? Do you think we'll win all 8 of those games, or do you think we'll just split them?
I mean, the Bills are a tough matchup in general. They're probably one of the better teams in the league.
Right. Super Bowl contender, yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, what's saying that? I mean, it always seems like they still play them competitively. Obviously, we played them the last game last year in freezing cold weather. So sometimes when you play in those types of games, it can be ugly and you can kind of squeeze out a win. But generally speaking, they'll probably go 0-2 versus the Bills. And then you're looking at the Dolphins and Patriots, where it's kind of more of a level playing field. Obviously, the Dolphins got Tyreek Hill. The new head coach is Mike McDaniel. So it'll be kind of a learning curve for them. But they have weapons. But I mean, we played the Dolphins pretty competitively last year, and with a team that we had, and our team's a lot better now. So I think those games are going to be really good. And then obviously we got to be able to prove that we can beat the Patriots, because it always seems like we play the Patriots and we just get our asses kicked. So, but I mean, I feel like we're definitely a better team on paper than the Patriots this year. So I don't see why we can't at least split games with the Patriots and Dolphins. So yeah, I mean, the coaching staff has said it. Like they have to find a way to close the gap in this division because they're never going to go anywhere if you go, 0-8, 0-6 in your division or whatever. So you can't even think about maybe going to the playoffs if you can't beat your divisional opponents, so.
And not only that, the AFC got better this year in the offseason.
Yeah.
It's so much more talent than what it was. It was always about the NFC. And the AFC, you have your dime dozens. You have your Patriots. You had the Broncos. You have the Chiefs. You have the Steelers, Baltimore, and the Bills. Now it's like any one of them could come big. I mean, that whole AFC when it comes to the Raiders, Chargers, Broncos, and Chiefs, any one of them could come big.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where now the NFC is kind of pretty wide open now, lucky bastards. But but it's just it's going to be really interesting, especially for this year. But I think this year is just a learning curve, right? Go to the next level. I think next year we'll be right there if we can keep it going. What do you think?
I definitely agree. I mean, you want to see them kind of like playing meaningful games in December and not just out of the hunt and by freaking Thanksgiving, You want to see the Jets like kind of still in it.
Yeah.
Not saying they're going to make the playoffs, but like you want to see them like playing competitive games to, maybe have a shot. Because you never know, like you said, like the AFC's like it's stacked this year, but it could get to the point where it's just very competitive and that last wild card spot might only be like 9 wins, So
right.
That's kind of like thinking optimistically, but
oh, dude, so, no, I'm with you on that. And it's just so tough being in a stacked division like we are, and the AFC is stacked. So I totally understand where you're going with that. That being said, on Sundays or Thursdays or Mondays or sometimes on Saturdays when the Jets are playing, what is your routine? Do you not have anybody with you? Do you like to be with everybody, or do you just like being alone watching the game?
I usually, to be honest, I kind of like being alone sometimes because it's just like, especially a lot of my friends that I hang out with, like they're all Bills fans, so they're always beating up on me and talking jokes and stuff. So I've kind of just learned to deal with it, like pretty much my entire life. So, but yeah, I like being alone or like with my dad watching the game, just because like he's like, I've been with him watching games my entire life, so I probably would say that. But I do like going to the games too. I don't get to go as much just because it's kind of a drive for me, but I want to like try to go to a lot more games for sure.
Man, that's really cool. I love hearing that kind of stuff. Are you where you live again? Sorry.
So I live in Rochester.
Rochester. Oh,
yeah.
Okay, good stuff. So I live in St. Louis, Missouri, and then my co-host lives in Long Island.
Nice.
Yeah. So we're gonna be when I get there, we're gonna be taking a train, and we're gonna go and that day and come back. Literally late at night. It's like an hour and a half to get out of that life. Evidently, I haven't really experienced it yet, but I can only imagine.
Yeah.
But Vinny, I really appreciate you being on the show, man. Everyone getting to know you more, and we'll see you on where can we find you?
So yeah, Vinny and the Jets on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. You can find me on there. I kind of just talk Jets, make memes sometimes. I try to have fun. So yeah, you can find me on those socials. Let's go Jets.
Awesome, man. Well, everyone, thank you for listening again. I am Gino, your host for Everything MYJ. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Everything MYJ. Have a safe night, guys, and we'll see you tomorrow for Training Camp Part 4. You guys have a good one.